We know that the internet can be an incredibly hostile place at the best of times, but it's especially true when it comes to the gaming industry. You have places like Ubisoft coming up with plans to protect its own developers from online harassment following the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows this week, and ex-developers from studios like BioWare calling out fans who celebrate studio layoffs. One developer that has had more than a few run-ins with the darker side of social media is Nate Perkypile, who worked on titles such as Fallout 3, Fallout 4, and Fallout 76 during his time at Bethesda. During a talk at GDC this year, thanks Games Radar, Perkypile touched on the reception of games when it comes to social media, claiming that he knows the internet can be really awful following his experience working on Fallout 76. Perkypile then goes on to talk about The Elder Scrolls 6, which should be the next game that Bethesda releases, and how developers working on the title will probably have to brace themselves for similar levels of harassment, regardless of how well received the game turns out to be. Even if The Elder Scrolls 6 is great, I'm sure there's gonna be these hour-long YouTube videos and death threats yet again, says Perkypile. If you put out a game that people don't like, the internet is going to treat you like you're clubbing baby seals. We don't get much more than that, but that viewpoint is understandable when you take into account Bethesda's reputation and the overwhelming expectations that will be placed on The Elder Scrolls 6 when it does actually launch. Another ex-Bethesda dev recently shared similar sentiments to Perkypile, as former Starfield and Fallout developer Bruce Nesmith claimed that expectations for the game will be almost impossible to meet. In an ideal world, The Elder Scrolls 6 could launch, and regardless of its quality, developers wouldn't have to brace for online abuse. But that's unfortunately not the world we live in. With all the hype and expectations surrounding the game, Perkypile is probably right in saying that abuse will come Bethesda's way, as people will be disappointed no matter what the final game looks like. At the very least, Bethesda can just follow Ubisoft's footsteps and make sure protections are in place for its workers.